If you want to trade like a rebel, you got to come to Rebelcon 2022. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas, at the fabulous Four Seasons Resort. It will be more fun and more live trading than we've ever done before. That's why it's called Rebelcon 2022. We're going to have barbecues and double the amount of live trading. The guest speakers, as soon as we announce those, this thing's going to be sold out, limited to 250 people. Sign up now for Rebelcon 2022 at the Four Seasons in Dallas, Texas.
Welcome to the Rebellion.
Hey folks, Jon Najarian here. Had to go interior of the boat because there's just too much noise outside, people celebrating and so forth. So you're getting 3 at 3 from inside the boat. I can give you a little bit of a look around there, for instance. That's a little bit of the harbor scene here. But unfortunately, when I put myself in front of it, it just doesn't work, because it's too bright outside and too loud outside. So we're going to have to go with this, but I think we can make do. Let's get started with unusual option activity. So this would be calls and puts that we've seen that are being bought on the offer. And when we see that, we follow it. We act like surfers that start to feel that wave picking up, and we ride that direction. If it's calls, that's bullish. If it's puts, that's bearish. So let's take a look at how yesterday's 3 at 3 worked out. Pretty well so far. Lucid Group. Stock was 21.87. They bought nearly 10,000 calls. And guess what? Today, the stock's up almost 3%. And the calls we bought are doing better than that 3% gain in the stock. Rebel's Edge. This is a show that Pete and I do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 3 times a week right now. We're going to be going 5 times a week as the summer ends, and maybe at a different time slot too. Let's see. Right now it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's the Rebel's Edge, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 1 p.m. There's Pete, there's me, as we're getting ready for another broadcast. Official Market Rebellion is indeed the TikTok handle, folks. Check it out. All right. Second trade from yesterday, working like a charm. Coles, KSS, they bought 2,500 upside calls. Guess what? Coles moving up by 5.5%, way outperforming the market. That's what we're talking about, folks. Alpha, outperformance in the market. That's what unusual option activity gets you. Daughter moving around in the background. QuantumScape, how's this one working out? Well, it's up 7% on the day, 7%, and that's against the market that is not up 7%. So QS 1121, QuantumScape trades up to 1196 a little bit ago, 7% rally. Bang. That's another reason we trade options, because again, you could be in this thing and saying, okay, I'm in at 1121, it's at 1196. Guess what? I made 85 cents. Congratulations. So on an $11,200 investment, you made $850. Not bad, but we did better in the options. That's why you should be learning about the options, folks. Rebelcon 2022, that's where you're going to learn about it. If you're already an option player, well, come join us. You'll meet other great option traders. And I don't mean just me and Pete. I mean our entire staff, but also a bunch of you who are great option traders would have a little information to share with the crowd at Rebelcon 2022. Go to marketrebellion.com/Dallas. I was saying for weeks now that it's going to be at the Four Seasons Dallas. Well, guess what? They just changed the brand. Now it's the Ritz. So you get to go to the Ritz, putting on the Ritz. And I hope you do. Rebelcon 2022, marketrebellion.com/Dallas. Hey, babe. Here's the first of today's 3 at 3. WBD. Bullish call buying. Stock $16.50 roughly. They buy almost 12,000. That's 1.2 million share equivalent of these 18 calls. You know what I do. I buy one, sell another one on top of it, because that's how I play. I can cut my initial investment by doing that, by buying the at the money call, the 16 or 1650 or 17, by buying those calls and layering in higher strikes against it. As long as I'm 1-to-1, no additional risk. That's the first of today's 3 at 3. That's a little bit of the crowd that's going to be there from us. Market Rebellion, starting left to right. AJ Monty, Ryan Mastro, Mike Yamamoto, my brother Pete, me, Bill Johnson, Monty and CJ both. Sorry, my picture was covering CJ. Sorry, CJ. We've got a lot more, and all the coaches and mentors will be down there. marketrebellion.com/Dallas. All right. Tequila on the rocks. All right. Veru, VERU. Bullish call activity. Stock's $12. Guess what? They're buying the 15s. That's a little more out of the money than I want to go. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you know that. So what does John do? John buys the 12s, and John will sell one upside call against every call that he buys. As long as I keep that ratio, as we've talked about, I have no additional risk. So that's the way I like to play it, folks. Encourage you guys to learn about that if you don't already know about it. Again, marketrebellion.com/get started. If you haven't ever traded an option, we can show you how. SPY, big trade. SPY, 32,000. Check this one out. 32,000, folks, of these calls change hands. Well, when 32,000 of any call changes hands, I'm interested. You should be interested. September 455s. So they're thinking that maybe this thing gets back up over 455, the SPY, 4,500 for the S&P 500. Gotta like that. Well, 413 is the strike today, is the price rather, not strike. The strike today, I said strike again. Must be too much of this already. 413 is the price that the SPY is trading. I will be buying the 415s and selling upside calls against it as we get a rally that, in particular, a $3.2 million trader is expecting us to get, because 3.2 million shares of a $400 index, well, that should tell you everything you need to know, folks. It's nearly $1 billion trade. Join the rebellion today. marketrebellion.com/get started. Get started. You can learn about hedging your existing portfolio. You can learn about taking on trades the way I do over and over again with less risk. And because I'm defining my risk on entry, a lot of you aren't doing that. A lot of you are buying a stock. You haven't defined your risk at all, even if you set a stop loss. What if it opens down the next day? What if it opens up the next day? Well, you haven't defined your risk at all with a stop order, because that order turns into a market order, perhaps at a time when you don't want it to. But with options, you know exactly how much you're risking. So you can learn all about them by going to marketrebellion.com/get started. Distance learning, I'm over in Croatia. That's distance, baby. Distance learning, coaches, mentors, we've got it all. marketrebellion.com/get started. Check it out. I'm getting started back there with those folks partying outside. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got Pete and the Rebel Edge at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Bang. See you then.